Hi, I'm Heather with Untethered Life, certified Aroma Freedom Technique practitioner and instructor, and I'm here today to talk to you about intention and goal setting. Either when you're working to set up an Aroma Freedom Technique goal or intention for yourself, or particularly when working with a client. So the first step is decide what you want to work on to help your client pinpoint, hone in on what it is that the client is choosing to work on. As a practitioner, our primary role in this beginning part is to listen, and then to assist or coach our client into creating a statement that is stated in the present tense and stated powerfully. Stated with specificity. There you go, that's the word. What that looks like is you're listening to your client, say, what do you want to work on? What are you choosing to work on today with me? And they tell you a list of things, and maybe they've narrowed it down to one. So you're listening when you're listening to what that one thing is. When they state it, say, okay, how would you state that as an intention or goal? Stating it in the present tense in a positive fashion. Listen. Let's say, well, I want to. Let's just use a business goal. I want to make $100 more this month than I did last month. So how would I want to make $100 more, or I want to make more money? Then you would ask your client, okay, so how much more money? I said $100 in the beginning, but how much more money do you want to make? Well, I want to make $100. Okay, that's great. So how would you state that as a goal? Well, I want to make $100 by the end of the month, $100 more by the end of the month. Okay, so that's a great starting place. So your client has said, I want to. Now, when we're stating an intention or goal for an Aroma Freedom Technique session, it's important that it's stated as if it's happening right now. So you would adjust that statement to be something like, I make $100 more by the end of this month. So you just assist it. So some of the hot words for me that I listen to in those statements when my clients are forming those intentions and goals is want to, going to, will, can, am able, am capable. The part of the Aroma Freedom that I love is when we state it as if it's happening right now, it pulls up all of those negative beliefs and mindsets, those limiting beliefs and mindsets that are keeping us from actually doing what we might be capable or able or will do sometime in the future. So I like in my sessions to completely remove that verbiage and state it as if it's happening right now. So when you're working with a client, if they say, I want to, I can, I will, I'm able to, I'm capable of, if you just remove those phrases and have them stated as if it's happening right now, that will create an intention that's super powerful and will pinpoint those areas in their life where they're getting stuck. So some examples of, I want to keep my room clean, or I want to drink more water. Now, anytime there's the word more, it's an invitation for you to ask your client to dig a little deeper. Okay, well, how much more? Let's be really specific. So I drink more water each day. So I've got, first of all, I'm saying as if it's happening right now, I drink versus I want to drink, or I will drink, or I'm able to drink. So I drink, got it? More water. Okay, so I'm listening. Oh, more. Okay, how much more water do you want to be drinking? Well, how much are you drinking now would be my question. I'm drinking about 6 glasses of water. Okay, so how many do you want to be drinking each day? How many are you choosing to drink each day? And they'll say like 8 or 10. So then our statement is, I drink 10 glasses of water a day. So I'm going to jump ahead to the rating. So we know in Aroma Freedom Technique, after the intention is formed and stated, we say, okay, so rate that on a scale of 0 to 10. How true or how possible does this feel for you right now? If it is an 8 or a 9 or a 7, actually 7 or higher, I like to ask my clients to make their intention or goal a little bit more challenging for them. So if someone has said to me, I drink 10 glasses of water a day, and they're at an 8 or 9 on that, I'm going to say, okay, let's up that amount. How about 12 glasses of water? And let's see if we can make it feel more challenging. Pinpoint exactly what's going on that you are not drinking the amount of water that you're choosing to drink. Okay, make sure it's also a complete sentence. Sometimes I hear sessions and the practitioner asks the client, and the client said, they'll say, what's your goal? And their goal is, well, my goal is to start making my phone calls by 8 o'clock. And then the practitioner moves right into the session. Okay, that's not really a clearly stated goal. The goal is to make more phone calls, but we need to, again, say that statement in a sentence as if it's happening right now. So that would be what? I start making phone calls by 8 a.m. Okay? Now, once your client has defined their goal or intention, you have them write it down, and then you as the practitioner also ought to be writing this down as well, word for word. Read it back to your client. Make sure you have the wording correctly, make sure they have it correctly. This is important, so as you continue through the session, you're able to refer back to that initial original intention or statement that you're going to keep going back to with every single round. So make sure you're written it down. So what I like to do is I write down my client's intentions and I read it back to them. Is this what you're saying? Yes. And sometimes they'll say it back to me with a little bit of a word change. So really listen in for that, because how your client states it is the most important thing, how they're feeling it. And again, my goal as a practitioner is to really listen in and help remove any disempowering words. All right, let me just address this. So as it's happening right now. So sometimes I have clients that come to me and say, well, I want to feel more peace. And so they'll start off with a statement like, I am peaceful. And maybe in that moment they're feeling pretty peaceful. So they'll rate that at an 8 or a 9, 7, 8, 9. So I'll say, okay, well, tell me about a time, or when is a time when you get thrown out of that place of peace? So then what we do in that intention setting is we create an intention that says, I am peaceful even when my kitchen is messy, for example, because that may be a time that, oh man, when my kitchen is messy, I cannot stay in a place of peace. Okay, so we'll add that even when statement in right there. And again, that is really, or another one that Dr. Perkins also allows, especially when we're dealing with cravings, is I am free from. So you could use that. I am free from fear. I am free from the desire to eat chocolate, or whatever that is. Usually that one works really well with cravings. If you say I'm free from fear, you can start there. But what do you want to, if you're free from fear, how would you like to be, is the question I would ask my client. Okay, you want to get rid of fear. What do you want to have in its place? And then you can take that and put that in a great intention. So instead of fear, I want to be in love, or I want to be in peace, or I want to be happy, joyful, whatever that is. And they say, I am joyful always, or I am joyful even when. Okay, so next, let's talk about affirmations. Affirmations and intentions go hand in hand, because what the intention is at the beginning, we're working towards an affirmation. So when you get to the end of your Aroma Freedom Technique session, you want to ask your client or ask yourself, what is that new positive mindset or belief that you would like to anchor in, that you're choosing to anchor in from this session? Oftentimes during each round, there's going to be a new positive mindset or belief that comes to the surface. And using that as the affirmation is a very powerful tool to help our clients, help ourselves move forward into the lives we are choosing to create. All right, so that new belief or mindset that has emerged, pinpoint at that. You, as a practitioner, will have been taking notes. In between each round, you're doing that feedback, reflection time, and you're asking your client what happened for you. And then, second, in the first round, we're just basically, hey, so what happened with that memory? What happened with that feeling? Second and subsequent rounds, we're saying, did any new mindsets, positive mindsets or beliefs emerge? Any creative ideas come forward for you? And those new positive mindsets and beliefs become powerful affirmations at the next to last step in the Aroma Freedom Technique. So make sure first you allow the client to phrase it. Again, you're listening as a practitioner to see, are they stating it in the most powerful way possible? And by that, I mean they're using powerful language. They're not saying, they're removing from their vocabulary, from that phrase, any of the negative words, any ambiguous words, and any future words, okay? So we want it in the present tense. So again, not I can, not I will, not unable to, those are removed out, and we're stating it as if we're just stating it in a true fashion now. Now, if their beginning intention was something like I am free from, or I am peaceful even when, that even when statement is dropped in the affirmation. If they choose to keep their intention as their affirmation, which oftentimes a client will do, I am at peace even when, remove that even when and just say I am at peace at all times, or I'm at peace always, or I'm at peace in any situation. let's see what else. Okay. Sometimes in each round they get that new mindset or belief. Sometimes that can become the because or and statement. I am peaceful and fill in the blank, or I'm peaceful because fill in the blank. That really can lend itself towards a powerful affirmation as well. And then have the client, make sure you're writing down the affirmation, the client's writing down the affirmation, and then once you have honed that affirmation in, have the client say it out loud and really feel it. See, does that sound solid to you? And listen. You can make suggestions, but just be really aware that the first words to come out of the client's mouth often are the best ones. The only thing that we're tweaking are the wills and the cans, and perhaps they may be we're helping them reframe or rephrase any negative phrases they have in there. So if they say, I'm free from fear, they had that as their intention. What are they now? What is that new state of being that they have chosen to manifest in their life? All right. Also, I want to say one more thing about affirmations. Affirmations can absolutely be longer than the intention. Sometimes so many new beliefs and mindsets rise up, though, that they can become a paragraph. So I like to have my clients read through, when they have a paragraph for an affirmation, okay, read it through, see which, is there a way to condense it or consolidate it? And if there's not, that's okay. It just is a more doable affirmation if it's not 5 sentences long. I actually have a couple affirmations of my own that are quite lengthy. So, but most of mine, and I really try to guide clients to have affirmations that are as concise as possible. But again, allow the client to take control of that process. And you as the practitioner are listening in to help make sure they have the most powerfully stated possible affirmations and intentions. All right, well, I hope this has been helpful for you. Thanks for joining me. And I'm Heather with Untethered Life, and I love to empower people to live lives full of love, peace, and joy. And I love using the Aroma Freedom Technique as a tool to help people do that. Thank you very much.